Well, good morning, and I welcome members to the 20th meeting in 2012 of the Subordinate Legislation Committee. Again, ask members to switch off mobile phones and any other electronic equipment. Agenda item 1 is a decision on taking business in private. Because it's proposed that committee takes item 8 in private, this is an update on the consolidation of Scottish statutory instruments. Are we content so to do? Yes. We are, thank you. Agenda item 2 is instruments subject to affirmative procedure. No points have been raised by our legal advisors on the Crofting Reform Scotland Act 2010, Commencement No. 3, Transitory, Transitional and Savings Provisions, Order 2012 draft. Is the committee content with that instrument, please? Yes. Agenda item 3 is instruments subject to negative procedure. Again, no points have been raised by our legal advisors on the Local Government Pension Scheme Administration Scotland Amendment Regulations 2012, SSI 2012-236, nor on the Elmwood College, Oakridge College and the Barony College Transfer and Closure Scotland Order 2012, SSI 2012-237, nor on the Jewel and S College and Stevenson College, Edinburgh Transfer and Closure Scotland Order 2012, SSI 2012-238, nor on the Bathing Water Scotland Amendment Regulations 2012, SSI 2012-243. Is the committee content with these instruments, please? Yeah. Thank you. Agenda item 4 is instruments not subject to any parliamentary procedure. The Children's Hearing Scotland Act 2011, Commencement No. 5, Order 2012, SSI 2012-246. The drafting of this order appears to be defective in that the order omitted to commence paragraph 10.2a of Schedule 1 to the Children's Hearing Scotland Act 2011. As a result of this omission, the National Convener may delegate the preparation of annual reports to Children's Hearings Scotland, contrary to the legislative intent. Does the committee therefore agree to draw the order to the attention of the Parliament on a reporting ground? Aye, as its drafting appears to be defective. Yep. We do. At the same time, though, does the committee welcome the fact that the Scottish Government has since laid a further commencement order to rectify this, which the committee will consider at a later date? No points have been raised by our legal advisors on the Acts of Adherent, Registration Appeal Court 2012, SSI 2012-245, nor on the Public Records Scotland Act 2011, Commencement No. 2, Order 2012, SSI 2012-247, nor on the Criminal Cases Punishment and Review Scotland Act 2012, Commencement Transitional and Savings Order 2012, SSI 2012-249. Is the committee content with these instruments? This brings us to agenda item 5, which is the Local Government Finance, Unoccupied Properties, etc. Scotland Bill. This item of business is consideration of the Scottish Government's response to the committee's Stage 1 report on the bill. Members will have seen the briefing paper and the response from the Minister for Transport and Veterans, in which he responds to the issues raised by the committee. In the response, the Government makes a commitment to lodge a Stage 2 amendment on the delegated powers under Section 2, which provides for a variation of council tax liability for unoccupied properties. The committee will therefore consider the bill again once Stage 2 has been completed. Do members have any comments, or are we content to note the response and reconsider the bill after Stage 2? We are happy. Thank you very much. Agenda item 6, Social Care Self-Directed Support Scotland Bill. This item of business is consideration of another Scottish Government response to the committee's Stage 1 report. Members will have seen the briefing paper and response from the Minister for Public Health. In that response, the Government makes a commitment to lodge Stage 2 amendments on the delegated powers under Sections 12 and 21 to make it a statutory obligation to consult on any regulations made under these sections. The committee will therefore consider the bill again once Stage 2 has been completed. Do members have any comments, or are we content to note the response and reconsider the bill after Stage 2? We are content, thank you. Agenda item number 7, Prisons, Interference with Wireless Telegraphy Bill. This is UK Parliament legislation. Under this item, the committee is invited to consider the powers to make subordinate legislation conferred on the Scottish ministers in the Prisons Interference with Wireless Telegraphy Bill. A briefing paper has been provided that sets out the relevant aspects of the bill and comments on their effect. The committee is invited to find acceptable the powers in the bill and the procedure to which they are subject. Does the committee agree to report to the lead committee that it is content with the delegated powers in this bill? We do. Thank you. At which point I move the meeting into private, except that I would, at this point, like to note that due to reorganisations within the SNP group, this will be the last meeting for Chick Brodie and James Dornan. And I would like, on behalf of the rest of the committee, to thank them, recognise that they've obviously served their apprenticeships on the Subordinate Legislation Committee and are moving on to pastures new. And thank you very much for your contributions, gentlemen. At that point, I move the meeting into private.